Today we're building a Harley Benton JA DIY kit. This is their Jazzmaster style DIY kit. So I've got nice Rangus wood body. This wood is native to Southeast Asia. Really nice color. Compared to the neck here, which is maple, you can see the difference in the color. It's a nice contrast in my opinion. We did oil this body up with some boiled linseed oil to give it a nice little shine, a little semi-gloss. But this is going to look really nice together. And we have the pre-wired pick guard here, routed for P90 pickups, which it came with here. Nice cream color, matches the knobs. We've got single volume and tone knobs, three-way selector, our input jack, and there's no soldering required. So you can see here the pickups have little plastic connector pieces that connect directly to the wiring kit here. This is my first time building my own guitar. Let's get started. First, we're going to install our tuners onto the headstock here. So you can see here we've got our just basic, regular tuners. Nothing special, but I'm sure it'll keep it in tune at least for a little while. I will eventually replace these with some locking tuners. But with this being a stop tail bridge, not a vibrato system, I'm not too worried. Everything is already done for us, all the routing for both the tuning gears and the screws that will mount the tuners, as well as the neck joint. I broke this screwdriver trying to get these tuners in. Now we're going to put in our string tree, or some might call them string retainer, using the larger spacer closer to the nut or saddle, then using our smaller spacer for the upper tree. Our hardware for the headstock is complete. Now let's move down to the neck joint. Now we're going to attach our neck to the body, fit like so. Pretty loose right now, but that's what the screws are for, obviously.
Go. Isn't there a metal piece that goes on?
Bruh.
We're going to first put on our back plate, and then we'll put in the screws. Coming together. All right, cool. So there's a hole inside of here where our ground wire will go. Feeds into the post for the bridge so that that contact will create a ground connection. And this is that wire that is stripped. So it's just metal on metal, which will create our ground. All right, so next step, we're going to put our bridge mounting bolts into the body. We want to make sure that there's metal on metal contact for that ground wire. There we go. So it's touching the metal. I'm just going to use my rubber mallet here to hammer it in. Second one will go in. This one's not touching anything, so nothing to line up here. And we'll screw in the posts. This is how we'll adjust the height of our bridge. This is our bridge piece right here. So it will fit just like that. But we'll keep it off for now. And then we'll do the same thing with our tailpiece brackets. And again, these aren't connecting to any kind of ground. No worries there. And we'll screw in our posts. And that's where our tailpiece will go. Alright, so now that the plastic's off, both layers of plastic, it's nice and shiny. We can now get our screws in there. It looks like they'll all line up fairly well. You want to make sure that before you finish screwing this in that all your wires are accessible. The connectors for the pickups. Next step is we're going to put in these pickups, these P90 soap bars. Unfortunately, my Harley Benton kit did not come with the foam inserts to cushion the P90s to allow you to adjust the height. So I found this block of foam, took some measurements, and I'm going to cut the foam and make my own. So here we go. 3 3/8. So I've got my foam block cut to size. So this is what each piece kind of looks like. It's not perfect, but it'll function. So you're just gonna tuck that in there. I tried to tuck as much of the wire here under the pick guard in this cavity here, so that when I screw in the pickup, it doesn't sever the wire or puncture it in any way. I get it roughly where we want it. So the way these P90s are mounted, the screws here mount directly into the wood, and the foam and the springs create a counter pressure so that you're able to adjust the height. Alright, so we've got our pickups all wired up. We're going to throw on the stock strings that it came with. Alright, so we've got it all put together, strung up, tuned up, intonated, and it's playing nicely. So the moment we've all been waiting for, let's hear what it sounds like. I'm playing through a Fender Mustang 3, my fiance's amp, and we're going to start with some clean tones on the neck pickup. in tune pretty nicely. I stretched the strings up. Stock strings, stock tuners, bridge, everything. Plastic nut, stock. It stays in tune great. So yeah, overall, I'd say it's a pretty great guitar. A lot of fun to put together with the help of my fiance, Paulina. Playability was great, top notch. And for the money, you can't beat Harley Benton, period. Much less a DIY kit that costs less than $100. So great value for the money. I am planning to put a few mods onto this guitar. I'm gonna start with the headstock. I found a video, I'll drop the link below, of a guy who tells you how to shape the headstock without the need of power tools. I also got some water slide decal paper. I'm going to print out my own custom decal here. Also put some fender locking tuners. Down here, as much as I love these P90s, they can be a bit noisy, especially with those overdriven sounds. So I've purchased some mini humbuckers from Guitar Fetish. These are the GFS mini crunchies and some soap bar rings that will allow them to fit nicely inside of our beautiful tortoiseshell pickguard here. These are wired for coil splitting, so unfortunately these knobs won't do the job for that. So I got these Mojo Tone coil split pots, which will allow us to toggle between all the different tones, coil split and dual coil, and some snazzy knobs as well to finish the look. So if you want to see what I do with this thing, make sure you subscribe. My name's Daniel. Thanks for watching.